Okay, so this is part two of the fridge that is not getting cold, but the freezer is cold. So first I want to explain a little bit about how the fridge get the cold air from. And the evaporator fan, which is the fan that in the freezer compartment that blowing the blowing the air to the cold condenser coil from the freezer compartment into the fridge compartment. The cold air funnel to the ductwork that can be seen from inside of the fridge. Fridge. You open the fridge, you would look at up there, you see a little port that where the cold air coming down from that ductwork. Okay, so why do we not get the cold air flow into the fridge? Well, when the freezer is working and it's cold, the likely cause could be one of the following problem. The evaporator fan either working or not working, which you can hear that when you open the freezer. But if you can hear the fan running, then it's probably not the fan. The second thing is that the cooling condenser is clogged with ice, blocking the evaporator fan from blowing through the funnel to the fridge compartment. So the fan is running, but it's blown down to that ductwork, but it's full of clogged with ice, so it doesn't get through. So everything is blocked up, and that's why you don't get a cold air. Okay, so this setup right here is basically show you how the defrost timer works. Why do we have ice in the freezer? And it's not shouldn't that be thought out by yourself to this defrost timer? So we're going to investigate that. But I have this timer off on the bench here, and I have the meter connected to two tab on the pin 1 and 2 to the alligator clip, going to the one of the probe on the meter, and the other one's going to the other probe going to the meter. The meter is set right here. You can see it's an open OL for an open circuit. I'm going to manually turn this wheel. So this wheel is basically the clock gear that's rotating this wheel. This wheel actually open and close this switch for the heater. So I'm going to manually turn this until you hear the click, and then look at the meter. You have to turn it clockwise. You hear that? That's the beep. That means the switch is now making the connection, and now you have a power go up to the heater element, and the clock will continue to turn if it's connected to the fridge, and it shut off. So this clock always running, and it's only running when the compressor of the fridge running. So if you have the fridge plug in and the compressor is not running, this timer doesn't work. As soon as the compressor runs, then this thing starts to turn on. So it's never a specific time when the defrost is going to happen at night or at noon. It happens whenever you complete its cycle. So the conjunction with the defroster timer, there is the bimetal metallic switch that is attached, as you can see in the photo, the circle in yellow. The bimetal switch there is turn on or make the connection or break the connection depending on if the fridge needs to be defrosted or not. So that switch it works when it's cold. When it's cold, it makes a connection. When it's not cold, it doesn't need the defrost cycle, then it will be open. So the power can go to this timer and go down to the heater element, go to that bimetal switch, but it will not pass through that until the switch sees some cold, the body itself have to see some cold temperature. You can freeze that and you will see it work. In this case, you just make sure that you have some ice around it, and it will make the switch to activate, and then it will work. So how do we get the fridge working again now that we understand how does the defrost timer work, the bimetal switch, metal switch work? How do we get the fridge working again? Well, if the freezer has built up ice, but the fridge compartment is not getting cold air, that's an indication that the fridge is still, the compressor is working. So unplug the fridge and have the content removed to defrost it naturally. So go into the freezer and have it defrost. If it's not an option because you don't want to have your food spoil, then remove the ice manually by using the hair dryer in the freezer compartment. Slowly thaw this, so you can see from the picture here.